Hello and welcome to the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. I'm Mohit Lalvani and this is the show that brings you all the horse racing action from India and the rest of the world. Well, there's plenty on show today, including our feature race, which is the Volkswagen India Trophy.
With the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce celebrating the Oktoberfest on the Ranoli Pune Derby Day, the hosts comprised of several multinational giants and Volkswagen perched on the top of the list. The Volkswagen India Trophy was one of the big day's top-notch races. This race preceded the Ranoli Pune Derby and was run over 2,400 meters. 8 went to the post, and with no firm favourite in sight, the bookies for a change seemed to be in a generous mood. The last-minute instructions came by as the connections assembled in the paddock to see the jockeys off. Celestial Call looked good with his shining coat. He had notched up his first career win weeks earlier, and another good effort saw him run third in a mile race. He was going over the trip for the first time and with a semblance of a chance. Frost Fairy is blessed with stamina and she's played the front-running role far too often. Victory has eluded her for quite a while now, and this could just be her day. Thunderstrike, a quality horse who has seen a dip in his current form, and his last success was way back in the past. He will look to resurrect his falling reputation, and it might be risky to underestimate him. Sharif has already scored this season over 1.25 miles, and distance is not a big worry. His last start though left a lot to be desired, and he will have to raise his levels if he hopes to return triumphant. Swift Memories has been consistently placing in all her starts, but is yet to make a winning bid. She found one better on 3 occasions in her short career of 7 runs so far. She is looking fit, and if she stays the trip, she could sway the fortunes in her favour. Tara has not been in the best of form of late, but has come down on weights. She has won over the trip before, but that was far too long ago. In her present form, she comes about as a long shot. Finally, Sam Bahadur, a good-looking colt who's yet to make a mark, has been tracking well and has the blood to carry him over the distance. However, he has done little to inspire confidence and would do well to figure in the frame.
Well, now the horses have left the parade ring and on their way to the start. While we wait for them to get loaded, let's catch up with 2 extremely high-quality races. Kingfisher Trailblazers is up next.
The Oxford Properties RWITC Gold Cup Grade 2 signalled the end of another enjoyable Pune season. It was also the renewal of the battle between Machu Picchu and Ocean and Beyond, the winner and runner-up in the McDowell Signature Indian Saint Leger. In the paddock, there was little to choose from on looks, as each contender had his own reputation as a top-class campaigner. Machu Picchu looked in great shape, as has been his form of late, and attracted good all-round support. Ocean and Beyond, the challenger, also looked in great shape. He found it a touch tough going over the 2,800 meter distance for the Leger, but the 2,000 meter trip to run over on this one would suit Ocean and Beyond much better. Dr. Vijay Mallya had 3 representing his silks, and Cielo with his gate-to-post gimmicks looked promising, as this was his optimum distance, and his style to dictate his own pace was always going to be a plus on the Pune track. They are off and racing for the Oxford Properties RWITC Limited Gold Cup Grade 2. Cielo comes in home first in a start-to-finish mission. Is about 2 lengths in front of Machu Picchu under the stick. Then comes Ocean and Beyond in the middle. Towards the inside rails is Spearhead and Native right on the outside with about 200 meters more to run. Then Cielo is still got a break of about 2 lengths in front of Ocean and Beyond, covering ground on the outside. Then there's Machu Picchu with about 100 meters more to run. Then Cielo is not going to be caught. Cielo wins the Oxford Properties RWITC Limited Gold Cup in great style from... Cielo then won with conviction, and this was truly an amazing performance. He galloped on his own terms, and at the business end, he had a lot more steam than his more fancied rival. The Rainland Trophy was among the highlights of the weekend. The field was reduced to 12 actual runners after Matilda was withdrawn at the gates. Suki and Ashwa Prahar were coming into this race with a victory under their belts. Rainforest had gone down narrowly last time out and was looking to make amends. They are off and racing for the Division 2 of the Rainland Trophy. A level start by all the runners. Straighten up for home. It's Rainforest towards the inside race from Always Smile on the outside. These two are battling it out. The rest are far away with about a 250 meters more to run. Rainforest now being challenged by Always Smile on the outside. And these two are battling it out. It's Rainforest from Always Smile. They're going stride for stride. Rainforest towards the inside race under the 6 from Always Smile on the outside. It's Rainforest from Always Smile. Rainforest and Always Smile. Rainforest and Always Smile. Rainforest holding on from Always Smile. Then there is... The German delegation were much impressed by the way their day at the Pune racecourse unfolded, bursting with the crowds packed on the lawns.
The first time that I'm staying during Oktoberfest here in Pune. I think it's in 1984. It was the first time on 7th of October that start here in Pune, the race. And I'm very, very satisfied with this event. Yeah, it's a very nice location here, and we have also from our office, from Rheinland-Palatinate, contact over. We get good business contacts, several talkings with companies who are interested doing business in Germany and the other way around. We are contact very close to the German companies who are settled here. I think it can be in former times and a little bit more, but it's growing and increasing every year.
And on that note, we'll take a short break here on the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Flying high, you and me, flying high, you and me.
Kingfisher Airlines, now connecting the US to India through Dubai, Hong Kong, Bangkok, London and Singapore.
Welcome back to the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. For those of you just joining us, our feature race is the Volkswagen India Trophy. The horses are on their way to the start, and while we wait for them to get loaded, let's remind ourselves of the latest international happenings. The first leg of the Singapore Triple Crown is the Panasonic Gmod. This Group 1 contest, which was run on the 2nd of October, attracted the best from Singapore to make up a very competitive field. Always Certain from Michael Friedman's yard had come off a victory in the Group 2 Chairman's Trophy, where he had surprised Gingerbread Man. With John Paul on top, he had his supporters for this one. Steve Burridge had the first and second from the Group 3 Jumbo Jet Trophy and was hoping to repeat that result again with Captain Obvious and Speed Baby. Alaxon was another with a strong hand that included Better Than Ever to be ridden by Saimi and Waikato to be joined by Moreira in the saddle. With Better Than Ever closing as the favourite at start time, the starter set them away.
The Panasonic Gmod, and last out of the stalls there was Risky Business, and the grey Captain Obvious has begun nicely in the early part of the race, and also going forward here Golden Number, Flying Fulton going up third. Jamal Malik is tucked away fourth over on the inside, and Better Than Ever, he's away okay, he's up running fifth. Keep Away out wide, Speed Baby out deep behind those Clint, then Always Certain on the inside for the back Trafalgar Legacy. Waikato's out wide, Clear for Action second last, and a length away Risky Business last of all. About 12 lengths would cover the field, and Golden Number was able to clear the field and leads out by 2.5. The grey Captain Obvious settles down second, Jamal Malik third, then came Flying Fulton, Keep Away out wide. Better Than Ever at the moment the favourite centre field. Speed Baby's having a tough run, he's very wide, followed by Clint. Always Certain on the inside, then came Waikato, Clear for Action and Risky Business last of all, heading up towards the 700 metre mark, and it's Golden Number who leads the field by a length. Captain Obvious second, Jamal Malik third on the inside, about 3/4 away, then Flying Fulton's had a nice run. keep away back in behind those, and then Better Than Ever. He's still one off the rails in striking distance, about 4 or 5 off the front runner. Always Certain next on the inside, and further back Waikato pulling out wide. Speed Baby's a long way back and spots them 6 or 7 lengths, but it's Captain Obvious who's racing up to Golden Number, racing down with about 300 metres to go, and the grey Captain Obvious led. Flying Fulton's coming with a burst, and then came Better Than Ever. Waikato down the outside, and here's Clear for Action unleashing a big run. Captain Obvious, can he see it out? It's Clear for Action ranging up on the outside. He's storming home. Better Than Ever's charging through as well. Better Than Ever and Clear for Action, they're fighting out the Kranji mob. Better Than Ever. He defends his crown. He wins it narrowly over Clear for Action and Waikato.
It was a gutsy win, and once he hit the winning post, he kept going too. It just didn't fall in. He kept going, and he's going to get the 1800s of a Raffles Cup quite good.
We all know that he's not as good as before, but a few niggling problems, and we all spend a bit more time with him, especially Laurie and the staff, and Shane Ellis, trying to go back to the books, and pick out what happened, whatever happened to him. But obviously we got him there now today, and hopefully that we got him right again.
Better Than Ever returned to the winner's circle for the first time since his visit to Dubai this year. He looks to have found the winning form that has earned him nearly 2.5 million Singapore dollars. One horse that has captured the imagination of Singapore is Rocket Man. And so when he gets onto the racetrack, the glare on him is almost blinding. With little to prove in Singapore, Rocket Man's 2011 campaign has been with an international bias, and his latest foreign raid was set for the 2nd of October in Japan. As part of the lineup for the Japan Sprinter Stakes over 1200 meters, Rocket Man was backed to exclusion to win his 3rd international Group 1 race. Despite Rocket Man's lofty reputation, there was a full field that opposed him, including a strong local contingent. These included Asian Virgo, Pas de Tour and Karan Chan. With one of the other runners getting loose before the race, the proceedings were held up for nearly 20 minutes before they were set off by the starter.
They're ready, and now they're racing. Fairly even dispatch. Asian Virgo commenced well. San Carlo out the back and through the middle. Urbanity commenced well, as along the inside is Pas de Tour. Just in between Pas de Tour is Asian Rigel, not too far away Rocket Man. Along the fence, Lucky 9 commenced well, up there nice and handy. Out wide is Asian Virgo, then comes Fifth Pedal from K.I. Aston. Karan Chan runs midfield, a back of 4 lengths away to Dash A Go-Go. Outside Dash A Go-Go is Green Birdie, then San Carlo. Well back Urbanity. On South Sandalphon is about 3 lengths further away, and on the inside Tokai Mystery. Past the 600 metre mark on the inside Pas de Tour. Leads the way from Urbanity on Headliner up there too. Out wide is Asian Rigel, in the middle Rocket Man. Along the fence Lucky 9 travelling well. Pulling out even wider is Lucky 9. They get with 300 metres to run, and Asian Rigel is the one that goes up alongside Pas de Tour. Here comes Karan Chan and can't get out Rocket Man. Rocket Man trying to come off heels. He's struggling. It's Karan Chan and Asian Rigel. Karan Chan starts to stretch out. No Rocket Man today. Karan Chan goes on and beats Pas de Tour and Asian Rigel. Rocket Man 4th, then Lucky 9.
While Rocket Man just did not get the race play out the way he would have liked, the local horses did finish 1, 2, 3, proving that there are horses for courses. Rocket Man, meanwhile, will target the Cathay Pacific meet in Hong Kong next. Well, now everything just went wrong for Rocket Man that day. We're certain the champion will be back. We'll take a short break and come right back to the Fly Kingfisher winning post.
Flying high, you and me. Flying high, you and me.
Kingfisher Airlines, now connecting the US to India through Dubai, Hong Kong, Bangkok, London and Singapore.
Welcome back to the Fly Kingfisher winning post. Now the horses are at the start for the Volkswagen India Trophy. Let's head straight over for the call.
They're off and racing for the Volkswagen India Trophy. A lovely even break by all the 8 runners. The pace picking up now with Frost Ferry, about 1.25 lengths in front of Sheriff. On the inside is Celestial Call. On the outside there's Swift Memories as they pass the 600 metre marker. Corgi to Orgosum not far behind. 2.5, 3 lengths further back there is Thunderstrike, then there is Tara and Sam Bahadur as they begin to negotiate the home. At the turn now, and it's Sharif Dastarida from Swift Memories coming up on the outside. Frost Ferry is dropping back. Then comes Cogito on the under the stick. Celestial Call in the middle with about 300 meters about to run. Swift Memories on the outside has gone ahead. A length and a half in front of Sheriff towards the inside rails. Others are far behind with about 300 meters about to run there. Swift Memories under the stick is about a length and a half in front of Sheriff and Cogito Orgosum. But inside of the winning post there, it's Swift Memories about 2 lengths clear. Swift Memories wins it from Sharif finishing up second, Cogito Orgosum is third, then comes Celestial Call followed by Tara, Thunderstrike. Swift Memories finally got the first taste of success, returning triumphant to our proud owners for the lead in photo op. Just before doing the presentation honours, Winning Post caught up with a highly satisfied Dr. John Charco, Group President and Managing Director of Volkswagen India.
It is for Volkswagen very special. As you probably know, we are doing this now for the 3rd year, and it has got into a routine which is still amazing how we can perform from time to time, and it seems to be getting bigger every time. And as far as we are concerned, also better. Yes, our intention was never to overtake Skoda naturally. As a group, is our intention to have a certain percentage of the Indian market, and we are well on our way to do that. Among other things, I think you can say the group is on position number 7 today, depending on how you look at the passenger car market, which is a big thing, coming from number 13 last year. Numbers for this year are going to be just above 100,000 units as a production unit. Naturally, as sales units, we have further products which are, among other things, imported, among other things, produced at the Skoda plant in Aurangabad, so that on the total we should have more than 1 lakh of unit sales this year. Well, bigger and better in the sense of the tradition is going to be maintained, that I can tell you right now. As far as bigger is concerned, I think our presence could be taken into the next level with maybe some further attractions that we can offer. At the moment we're just showing 2 cars, and maybe it could be more. And as far as the presence of our people and the people from our neighborhood are concerned, we would like to see more and more of them coming in, and I think we will achieve that.
If I had to buy a car, which one would you recommend?
It depends. You know, the car is a very special thing to buy, and therefore it depends on the type of segment you are looking for, what you want to say about yourself. And depending on that, I could recommend a whole palette of cars from the VW group, starting with the Audi and going down to the lowest Skoda at the moment. And I think it will be something there for everybody who's looking for a quality car with good performance.
Well, exciting stuff there. Now the monsoon season is over and the new year starts sometime in November. Of course, we will bring you all that action on the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. We end the show today with a special look at, well, a champion, a man who in many ways has redefined his art.
Meet trainer Imtiaz Seth, a veteran into his 4th decade. Imtiaz has won many classics and many races, but it all starts with humble beginning.
This was in my early days after my college. I joined a trainer called Mr. Aziz Mahmoud. He was an Iraqi trainer, a good family friend of ours, and he needed somebody to assist him. So much against the family wishes, I decided to join him because I had a love for animals. So I joined him way back in '76.
Now, was it a flying start like his horses?
Initially it was a struggle. I had my first big 3 years of struggle, and in 1980 I won the Derby with a horse called Mysore Derby with a horse called Carnival. I won the Sprinters Cup, and then no looking back after that. I had a lot of good clients joining me.
What does a day in his office look like?
So I start off quite early. As soon as I wake up, I give a call to my staff, find out if all is well, which any horses have left free, how is the well-being of the horses. Then my slow work starts. I'm here at 6:30, and immediately after I finish my track work, I'll go for a walk. I walk myself, exercise myself. Then come back to stables. From stables, I'm there till about 12:30, 1 o'clock, checking all my horses. So my whole day, next day's work is done in the morning itself. Then in the evening, I just come, look at the horses, check them, check out the feed, plan the future for the following week's races. So it's by the time you realize the day goes through, it's too time consuming, and this is a job on call. You have to be on call 24/7.
Is there a lot of marketing involved to promote his yard?
See, in this game, what helps you is the merit, nothing else. Your PR may help you to a certain extent, but all success and then people join you. It's all that merit. You have to win, you have to get horses on merit. I've got all my horses on merit. I worked for it, I still work for it, and I think it's all on merit.
Is he superstitious like many in the business?
What will be, will be. No superstition at all.
How does he strike a balance between home and work?
Fortunately, I have a wife who's occupied with doing something or the other. I have a daughter who's just passed out of a BBA, and she's also occupied doing something or the other, trying to promote herself. So luckily, they are very cooperative, and I must thank them for all the support.
Does he hit the drawing board in his preparations?
Most certainly, it's not that, your horse works and you fancy it. You have to study the opposition, and you have to, there's a set pattern of how you work your horses. All depends. You see, training is need-based. It all depends what a horse requires. Some horses may require a certain amount of work, some horses may not require any type of work. It depends. The most challenging job of a trainer is to understand his horses. Once you get a pulse for what the horse likes, then it's very easy to train. Feeding, stable management, upkeep, everything, all are contributing factors.
What are his golden rules for punters?
Go by your instinct, don't look for tips. Just look at the horse in the paddock, and they speak volumes. If the horse looks good in the paddock, certainly go for it. Horses have a separate, different language to speak. They speak what it's the well-being of the animal is shown on the way they look. So see the horses in the paddock, judge for yourself, and don't go by rumor mongering.
Does he put money where his mouth is?
I used to bet when I was an assistant. I think it's a mug's game. You can't, because you tend to get carried away, and it's not worth it. You always think the horses have the special fifth gear. It doesn't work that way. So you're better off not putting money on the horses. You're better off because you can concentrate and pay attention to all the horses in the yard.
His views on Pronto after winning the Kingfisher Bangalore Derby.
So I must give a great credence to the horse. I think he's a big-hearted horse, a big fighter. He surprised us all. He's a big heart, I think hats off to him. Considering the draw he was in, the position he was in, and it was a tall order, but hats off to him. He did it. Despite all the hardships, he overcame a lot of hurdles to win the Derby.
Is Pronto ready for the Indian Classic?
Yeah, he's going to target all the Bombay Classics. I think the way he's progressing, if he stays, certainly he'll have a big say in one or two of the Classics, certainly.
Which horse is his personal all-time favourite?
I think Exhilaration is the best horse, because I've never seen any horse win a Classic by a distance. He won it, beating a Class 1 field. Exhilaration, if you recall, in 1989, he won the 2000 Guineas by literally a distance. He's a tough horse. Had we gone overseas, I'm sure he would have put his mark even overseas.
Is it the trainer or the horse that makes the other?
Horses. They have to have the raw material. Without a horse, I can't do anything. A horse is like an athlete. My input goes in to fine-tune him, to tap on his talent. Without a horse, I can do nothing. Horse has to have it at him.
Would he be as successful in any other profession?
I suppose any other field I would have been a success, because I worked hard for it. So I suppose, I don't know, I really can't say what I could have been. But this has been a passion, God's been kind. I have a good support from all my patrons, and God's been very kind, I've been very successful.
Does Imtiaz follow a fitness regimen for himself?
Yeah, I keep myself fit. I play badminton, I keep walking, I keep myself fit. I know how important it is to keep yourself fit.
And does that include watchful eating habits?
I'm a foodie. I like to eat. That's why before I eat, I make sure I work out. I have a nice workout before I do justice to the food.
How does Imtiaz unwind?
Movies, only with the family. Sometimes once in a way, I watch very little of TV. By the time I get home, it's time to call it a day. So hardly any time for all that. We have some good friends, we get together once in a way. I used to drink, but now a total teetotaler.
And how does he look back on the sport of the Kings?
I think it's a wonderful profession, and I wish all the youngsters a great deal of success because it's a wonderful sport. People who are bad losers give the sport a bad name. But coming off it, I think racing is one of the most promising sport. It gives everybody a big high, and I think no other profession, no other sport gives such a high than racing.
Well, that's all we have on this episode of the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. As always, thanks for joining me. Till I see you next week. Goodbye. May the horse be with you.
The Fly Kingfisher Winning Post is powered by the Serum Institute of India and Hirco Industries.